Alright, so here's my exhaust pipe on my Elite. And I think I mentioned this before, my tail section right here broke off, and you can see how it broke off. So I cut this off right here, cut the back cap off using an angle grinder, right? Angle grinder with a little cutoff wheel. You know, this is about a 1/16 of an inch thick. Cut it all the way around. Actually, I was surprised that there was actually two layers. This layer and this layer here. So between the two layers is like this little, well, I don't know, whatever this is, fiberglass or whatever. It's a little insulation layer. So I was surprised to see that. And here's the inside. So this pipe here that you see, this fat section right here, down, you know, towards, you know, going further back, that's the catalytic converter. Looking through this little hole here, there's two, you know, there's one on each side. I can actually see the honeycomb of the, see that little hole? If I look through there, I can actually see the honeycomb from the catalytic converter. So how this exhaust is made is there's actually three chambers. There's a chamber up front here, chamber in the back, and a chamber in the middle. So basically those three sections right there, 1, 2, and 3. All right. So how it goes? The exhaust, you know, comes out here, and it goes into that catalytic converter. So it goes to the catalytic converter. Then as it goes to the catalytic converter, so basically it's going from the front end. It goes through the catalytic converter. It bypasses the first chamber. It bypasses the second chamber. It goes through the catalytic converter, and then it makes a U-turn. Right? So it makes that U-turn right here. So basically, right now it hasn't gone through any chambers yet. It actually hasn't opened up into the chamber. So from the pipe, it goes out and makes this U-turn here. From this U-turn, the end of this pipe on the top here, it makes another U-turn. So it goes through from here straight through. The catalytic converter is, you know, sitting in right here in the middle, that big pipe. Then makes a U-turn here, and it goes into the middle chamber, and makes another U-turn back into the back chamber. That's when it opens up into the actual back chamber. Then from there, the back chamber has a connecting pipe that goes from the back chamber towards the front chamber, right? From that front chamber, there's a hole that goes into the middle chamber. Then the middle chamber. So actually, let's look at it before I continue on. So this hole here, this actually connecting pipe. I'm sure you guys can see that there's a little pipe right in there. So I'll get my little flashlight, shine it in there. Oops, see the little pipe right there? So that's the pipe that connects the front chamber, the back chamber to the front chamber. So from the header, it goes through into the catalytic converter. Then it makes this U-turn into the middle, and makes another U-turn into the back, which is what this one is. This hole right here is right here. That's when it opens up to this back chamber. And from there, it goes into the pipe that was over here on this side. That pipe that I showed you guys earlier over here on this side. That pipe will actually go to the front chamber, right? It goes into the front chamber. Then once it goes into the front chamber, it opens up from the front chamber. Then after that, yeah, there's a hole that goes into the middle chamber. And from the middle chamber, this hole right here, from the middle chamber, this hole is actually what goes out. This hole right here is the tailpipe. It actually comes out, and it actually comes out the tailpipe. So basically that's how it goes. So there's several U-turns. So let's look at that again. Out from the header into the catalytic converter, and it's still in the pipe, right? Still in the pipe into the catalytic converter, makes a U-turn. You know, at the back chamber, and it's still in the pipe. It's not in the, you know, it doesn't open up to the gas doesn't open up to the back chamber yet. Goes into the middle chamber, makes another U-turn, and it's still in the pipe. It hasn't opened up to the chambers yet. Then that U-turn goes back into the back chamber. That's when it opens up to the back chamber. Then from the back chamber, there's a connecting pipe that goes to the front chamber, and it opens up into the front chamber, open up to the back, open up to the front, then it goes into a hole into the middle chamber and opens up from there. And from the middle chamber, there's a pipe that goes all the way out, basically out the tail. So that's the tailpipe. So that's a lot of U-turns. Huh? So you go out right here. So one U-turn right here, 2 U-turns, opens up. Another pipe opens up again into the middle chamber, opens up. Then the pipe then goes out. So quite a bit. So this thing's all it's all moving, and it's all basically. I don't even think this middle piece right here was actually. I don't even think this middle piece is welded on. Maybe some of the little pipe that goes through right here, and the one that connects the front and the rear chamber, that pipe right in there that you see, that one has this little spot weld where this you see the top of that hole where it's kind of rolled back. That's where the spot weld was. See the top of the hole, like at the 1 o'clock position, where it's kind of like messed up. So that's where the spot weld was. That's one spot. So basically, all the connectings on here, they're not fully welded. It's all spot welded. Same thing with this pipe right here. I can actually see the spot weld up on the top right here, on the 11 o'clock position on this pipe up here. Oops, at the 11 o'clock position. So basically all the spot welds, most of them, I wouldn't say all of them, but most of them are broken. So this baffle here is not attached anymore. I don't see any spots where it's actually welded. I don't see any tack welds or anything. It could be from the back side, but from this side I don't see it at all. And looking at the back chamber, the back chamber piece, that one's doesn't seem like it's moving. It's possible that it moved in the past, but just eyeballing it like this, I don't see it moving at all. So so I'm not sure if that back chamber plate between the front and middle chamber is moving out, or if it's still intact. Obviously, the plate between the back chamber and the middle chamber is it's moving. So what I'm gonna do is because you can move this front, back and forth. I'm gonna tack. I'm going and I'm gonna tack this thing. I'm gonna push it all the way towards the front, because where the header comes out, it shoots straight into the catalytic converter. Because that's where the gases are hottest, and that's where that way the catalytic converter could work. If I push it back, it kind of bypasses the catalytic converter, and it actually will open up into the front chamber. So I don't want that. So I'm gonna push it all the way in, tack it in there. The little pipe that's over here, I'm gonna bring it out to where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna tack that back up again, and I'm gonna find, obviously I don't have my tailpipe anymore because that broke off and that fell off on the road somewhere, on the road. Hopefully it didn't puncture someone's tire. So anyways, I'm gonna find another little tube, and I'm gonna run it all the way to the middle chamber and out right here. So I'm gonna do that. So that's how I'm gonna fix this thing. But anyways, yeah, so this thing is pretty banged up. Again, this thing, it got like this because I was doing all that off-road, riding the scooter off-road, which the scooter's not meant to do. So that totally, bouncing around on the rough off-road, it just, this thing wasn't designed for off-road. It wasn't constructed to take that type of beating and shaking and all those bumps. So that's why it all broke apart. So that's basically how I'm gonna fix this thing. So it should be pretty easy, I think. Push this back, make sure it's aligned properly, get that tube back there, pull it back out, tack this in place so it doesn't jiggle around too much anymore. Tack the plate so that way it doesn't move around. Find a tube that's long enough to go towards the back and stick out the front. Tack that back in the back there, tack it in the back, and line it up with the hole in the front here. Then basically weld that shut and weld this all shut. So I should be good as new again, I think, for the most part. So yeah, so I think the catalytic converter in this is still okay. Again, looking at those little holes here, little openings. I can see the catalytic converter, and it looks to be intact. I don't see You know, I don't see it's damaged or anything like that. So it looks okay. So I think it's all right. Yeah. So that's the project. I have, you know, pretty much have everything. I just need to find a tube. So I'll probably get that at work because I have access to some raw material at work. So I'm just to find a well, I don't know, maybe like a 1/2 inch. I think the original hole was not that big. It's probably like no more than 1/2 inch ID. So I'm gonna find something that's close to about a 1/2 inch ID to stick it through, and that should work. Right here, 1/2 inch ID. So basically, I think the hole was big enough for me to stick my my index finger in it. I think my index finger is about 1/2 inch. So that's it. All right, thanks for watching.